Stressed about back taxes, maybe you missed the April deadline or your books are a mess, don't wait. The IRS is cracking down with penalties adding up fast. We're talking 5% per month, up to 25% just for not filing. The good news is there's help. Tax Network USA can take the burden off of your shoulders and stop the spiral before it gets worse. They've helped thousands of Americans, whether you're an employee, a small business owner, or if you haven't filed in years. If you've got messy books, none of that is a problem. They've seen it all, and they know exactly how to clean it up. With direct access to powerful IRS programs and expert negotiators on your side, Tax Network USA knows how to win. You'll get a free consultation, and if you qualify, they may even be able to reduce or eliminate what you owe. More importantly, they'll help protect you from wage garnishments or bank levies. So don't wait for the next IRS letter. Instead, call 800-905-8000 or visit tnusa.com/RAV to talk to a real expert at Tax Network USA. Take the pressure off and let Tax Network USA handle your tax issues for you. Terrence Bates here with your Real America's Voice Newsbreak. The man accused of stabbing and killing 23-year-old Ukrainian refugee on a light rail train in Charlotte, North Carolina, now facing a federal charge of committing an act causing death on a mass transportation system. Attorney General Pam Bondi says her department will seek the maximum penalty possible.
This is obviously a horrible, horrible situation. But this is why federal statutes exist. They exist to take care of situations like this because no one should sit in fear when they sit on the light rail. If you sit in fear on the light rail, you sit in fear when you walk around the streets of our center city like I do every day. You sit in fear when you go to our parks like I do with my daughter every weekend. You sit in fear at our sporting events, our entertainment venues, at concerts, at restaurants, at our museums. These are all the things that we have worked as a city so hard to build. We built a city that people want to live in, but we can lose that all if we allow violent crime like this to go on in our streets. And I'm here to tell you, the federal government is going to save our city from that.
Socialism saves lives. The Charlie Kirk Show is back.
All right, welcome back to the Charlie Kirk Show. Andrew Kolvet in for the one and only Charlie Kirk, who's going to be in Utah today. So keep a lookout for those clips. They're going to be coming real quick. I can promise you. I'm so excited to start off the new tour season. And just for this one day, we're letting Charlie focus on that, get back in the saddle. And so I get the honor of being with all of you from coast to coast and all across streaming and all the things. Here at the Bitcoin.com mobile studios, I am so excited about this next guest. His name is Nick Shirley. He's an independent journalist. You can follow him on X at Nick Shirley. That's SHIRLEYY. Maybe we can help him get rid of that second Y. And then on YouTube at Nick Shirley as well. Nick, I saw your footage and I was blown away. And so just really quick, before we get into the footage, introduce yourself to the audience and what it is you do.
Yeah, my name is Nick Shirley. I'm an independent YouTube journalist, and I go all across the world, not just the United States, but all across the world, showing the realities of things as they really are, whether it had been the migrant crisis or the fentanyl crisis, or asking people who they're voting for. I go to all the locations, or just doing ride-alongs with gangsters in Chicago as well.
Yeah. Okay. So this I saw it and I was like, this is like, it was some of the most incredible footage I've ever seen, because you went straight into the west side kind of hood of Chicago and you're hanging out with gangsters. At one point, they point the gun at your cameraman and you hear him go, whoa, 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 whoa. I mean, this is really radical stuff, and you put yourself in harm's way for this footage. So I just want to start playing some of it, because it not only is it amazing to see up close, it's also so newsy and everything that's happening. And I think it gives people a really unique insight into how these cultures of crime and real like urban warfare happen. Let's go ahead and play. We could start anywhere, but let's go 401.
So right now, you got this
massive gun on you. What is this called?
ARP.
Whoa. And now after your brother got shot, how do you feel about gun violence? Are you ready for the gun violence to stop? Or
Hell no.
what do you got tattooed on the face?
Well, I got a tattoo on my face.
Yeah, right there.
These my brothers. I'm a Muslim.
Muslim, okay.
Yeah.
And how many times you been done shot? Let's
3.
see. You got shot right here, looks like. Another shot right there.
Right there.
Well, you got a bullet inside your body.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, and Spaz, you've been shot too, right here, right here, right here. You got one bullet shot right here, one right there, and then you have a literal bullet in your rib.
Yeah.
What kind of bullet you got in here?
It's like a 40.
40. And that hurt when I go like that?
Yeah, no, I can't feel.
So, I mean, how many people did you hang out with, and how many of those people were shot?
Yeah, I hung out with about 5 people, and each of them have been shot around 3 times each. And the bullet wounds are there. One guy literally, like it showed there in the video, he had he had the bullet lodged into his ribs.
Jeez. And you asked that one individual in that clip, like, hey, now that you've been shot, are you ready to see the gun violence die down? And his answer was, hell nah.
Yeah, not only did he say hell nah, it was his brother that died, his twin brother that got shot and killed. And what they call it is the cycle. And the way they explain it to me is that, so somebody kills you, or somebody kills somebody you love, that just makes you want to go kill him and somebody else. And then that cycle just repeats and repeats. And that's why there's so much gun violence, because everyone's just trying to get back on somebody else.
Jeez. This is a longer clip, but I think it's important because it talks about, it kind of reveals how young this starts. Go ahead and play cut 383.
How old are you?
I can't even say my age on the hood.
What?
I can't.
Why is everybody so secretive here? Why is there so
Because we out west with it. We out west with it on the hood.
Why do you walk around with a shiesty?
Because got ops out here.
You got
I don't
ops?
play no games.
Like, are you in high school still?
Yeah, I'm still. No, actually, I'm out of high school. I got kicked out.
And what do you hope that happens with your life in your future?
I hope we get better. I ain't going back.
What's your current situation?
Family fucked up. We all arguing, doing a whole bunch of. It's just chaos.
So what do you think would be the solution to get yourself out of the chaos? Would it be to go to college, get an education, move out of Chicago?
Yeah. Then I move out of Chicago. I keep been thinking about moving out of Chicago. Been posting on these stories, talking about they finna move out of Chicago, do this, do that. I've been looking at them. I've been like, finna get out the rag. That's crazy.
Is it pretty dangerous to be walking around these streets?
Yeah, I ain't gonna bow.
Is that why you're walking around with a shiesty?
I got upped on by 4 pipes in one day. One of them shot, but didn't hit me. I swear to God, one of them shot, but didn't hit me. And that was the first day I ever even knew how to hit a lick on my grandma.
I don't even know what he means by that. And actually, it's funny. A couple times you asked them to translate for you because he's like, you're like, I don't think anybody's going to be speaking and translating hood talk. But I mean, this is just, you just met this guy on the street and he'd been shot at. He's in a high schooler age at least. And how common is this in the west side of Chicago? We hear about the south side, but the west side as well.
I think it's pretty prevalent to see, especially like, for instance, I was broad daylight on a weekday at a gas station. That kid was out there walking around and he had been expelled and kicked out of high school. And so there are a lot of people like that. I don't know to what extent, but it does happen. And there's a lot of kids that do find themselves into that gang lifestyle and finding themselves into that cycle, like they say. And it's kind of sad to see somebody knowing that it's bad get into that.
So there's some statistics here, Nick, that suggest that 12.5% of black men in Chicago will have been shot by the age of 40. So obviously that percentage is going to be much higher in the rapper sort of gangster community, but that's more than 1 in 10. So if you're born a black man in Chicago, a little baby, by the time you're 40, more than 1 in 10 of them is going to be shot. And I can't instantly compare that to statistics of war in Ukraine or in Gaza or whatever, but I have to believe that is equivalent. It's probably on par, maybe higher than some of these places that we consider war zones in the country. Do they have enough sense or reflection that they are living in a war zone?
Well, they do call Chicago Chiraq, so people are referring it to as a war zone. And I mean, the casualties there every weekend. There's about 5 homicides, 5 murders, 5 people get shot. Just on Labor Day weekend, there's over 58 people that got shot, and I believe 8 people died that weekend. So every weekend, people are dying on the streets of Chicago, and Trump's even offering to give them help to send the National Guard. And I even talked to the gangsters yesterday. I was just following up with them, seeing how they're doing, and I was asking about if Trump should send in the National Guard, and they even said that it would be a good idea to send them in, and especially to get rid of the illegal gangs, because the illegal gangs aren't playing by the same rules they play by, and so they were saying.
Explain that. So these guys, I mean, they're part of a gang, but they're worried about the illegals that are also forming gangs, and they're playing by a different set of rules.
Yeah, like obviously they're from Latin America and they're from cartel controlled countries, so they don't play by the rules of you gotta do this to make sure you don't get by this. They don't have those rules where they play, where they do their crimes. So, and these gangsters, like the gangsters I was with, they were cool with me. They're nice guys, and like if you could give them the option to get out, they probably would. They just don't know how to really get out of that lifestyle. And they're so used to it. They've been brought up into it, and they'll say themselves that they were just brought up into it and they never got out.
It's crazy. It's like another world, honestly. It's like you're looking at Martians or something. And that's not a racial comment. It's just the amount of crime that they live with and that they're just accustomed to. It's just, I think a lot of people in this audience, it just can't relate. Let's go ahead and play another cut here, 406.
What kind of bullet you got in here?
It's like a 40.
40. And that hurt when I go like that?
Yeah, no, I can't feel that.
What'd you get shot for?
That's being me, being one of them.
Here in Chicago, it's pretty much the murder capital of the United States. Do a lot of these shootings and murders have reason to them, or is it just like I shoot you, you shoot me? This is war.
Nah, just be trying to get a name for this stuff out now, Shreddy. I ain't gonna lie.
Like a name to get respect?
You feel me? Yeah, like street credibility, Shreddy. That's really none. That's what it's really for these days.
So it's just for street cred these days to shoot somebody and kill them. How many people that get shot and die, how many of those killers do you think are still walking the streets?
What you mean?
Like how many people get away after they kill somebody?
I don't know. It don't take us that long. For a get back.
Ooh. So we hear that it's less than a 50% clearance rate, which is how many murders get solved in the city of Chicago. So more than half never get solved. But this guy says, and this is kind of one of the main characters, that guy, the last guy that we saw there, that you talked with, you rode around with him, he drove you around the city. He's also a rapper, right? He says, well, I don't know, it doesn't take that long for us to get a get back. So he's suggesting, well, even if the police don't get the guy that shot us, we're going to get him. And that is really the cycle in a nutshell right there. Nick Shirley. Your reaction to that clip, Nick?
Oh, yeah. So, sorry, I thought you were closing it out. But yeah, no, they obviously, these communities aren't that big. It's just a few blocks. And it's kind of sad to think that Chicago is running like a country in South or Latin America. For instance, some of these guys can't go from one street to the next. We drove across one area, and he freaked out because I had my camera out, and he's like, well, we can't make sure that my car gets put on camera because we're not inside my area now. And so these guys don't even feel comfortable going from one street to the next in some of these locations. So there is very much an active war between gangs going on inside Chicago, and it's not a secret. But the governor and
yeah, I was going to say, so that's my next question. When you hear J.B. Pritzker or Brandon Johnson out of the city of Chicago fight tooth and nail to keep the National Guard out of the city, but even you got these gangsters saying it'd be good to do this, what's that dynamic? How do you, now that you've seen it up close, like, do you have a conclusion? Do you feel like it would be a good idea for the National Guard to be in Chicago?
Yeah, I think both those guys are pretty stupid, if we're all being honest, right? Why wouldn't they want their cities to be safer? Why wouldn't they want their streets to be cleaner? It worked in Washington, D.C., and the people you see protesting aren't the people that are inside of these areas. They're all these people coming from the suburbs, a bunch of old white liberals. It's sad to say it, but it's the truth. And
Well, I
And
mean,
a lot of people just want their areas to feel safer, and that's all Trump's really offering to do.
yeah, I mean, and to be candid, I mean, that's why I wanted to have you on the show, because I wanted everybody to see just how different the culture is that these people are living under. Nick, thank you so much for showing us this footage, for making the time to come on the show and tell the audience about it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.